and she was a neurodivergent person. Let's talk about my favorite book, Power. Like the best book to start this genre because there's a world where you can escape and you can have this powers. You can have the chemistry between them is so beautiful, so beautiful. This book sort of broke my heart. Sort of. Why the bittersweet ending, Lauren Roberts? Why? Why? I finally read this series, one of my favorite series. Now, honestly speaking, I was very skeptical about the dragons, and I end up loving this book because of the dragons. I was laughing, I was giggling, I was like throwing my legs in hand. I'm like, this book was so much fun, so much fun. This book does not need any exaggeration. This book itself a masterpiece. I just loved it a lot. The more I got immersed and the more it was shaking me from inside. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Khushi aka Khushtopia, and today we are going to talk about the books that I've read in 2025 so far. Okay, so I was planning to make this video in the month of July or April because I want to do this half year wrap up, but for some reasons I could not do it. So now we are gonna do some wrap up of all the books that I have read this year so far. And honestly speaking, first of all, let me give you some context about this year. So in this year, I did not read much books as compared to what I read in 2024 because this year was full of exams and all. So yeah, I did read books, but those were not fiction. So in this video, we're going to talk about the books that I've read this year. I'm going to give you some just about those books, what the books are about, whether the book were the hype, like the hype that they get on Instagram or Book Talk or TikTok. Okay, so I'll try very hard to convince you to read one of my favorite books. So yes, be ready to get convinced by me, and I wish I do some manipulation or tactics things to convince you to read my favorite books. All right, so first of all, the book number one which I read in the month of January 2025 was the book called The Maid by Nita Pros. Actually, that book I got from library, the army library, which I often go, and I issue books from there. And so in this way, I just don't have to buy all the books, but I do really wish to buy the books, like all the books, just to have a book. And I really have this dream of having a book library here. The Maid by the Nita Pros is actually a very cozy read. It's actually about a maid who is, I don't really remember her name. Molly. Her name was Molly, and she was called as Molly the maid. And she was a neurodivergent person. So she took her job as a maid very seriously. She wanted everything to be clean, pristine, all white, everything, no dust at all. So she used to take her job very seriously. The book is actually about the murder mystery which happens, and Molly the maid is uh, the main suspect of this crime scene, and how she get through it and the betrayal that she gets throughout the book is there. The book is quite slow paced, to be very honest, and for me, I really do like the fast paced book. So but yeah, if you are into this cozy reading vibe or something, so this book is very good. Keeps you, gives you a little bit thrill in between, especially by the end of the book you will get to have some thrill and little fast pacedness. For me it was like 3.5 stars to 4-star rating. I'm not gonna give, like, this was not really the kind of book which I prefer to read, but I just read it because I thought it would be little fast paced or something like that. I did not read the reviews before, and I just issued the book and read it. So for me, it was not really kind of my genre. I like a crime thriller, to be very honest, but I do not like the slow pacedness, and it was like very cozy vibe and all that. I want some thrill. I want something which keep me hooked, which does not let me sleep. A book which makes me cry, laugh, and mess with my sleep schedule at all. I want those books, to be very honest. So yeah, that book was not really like. Okay, the second book which I read in this year 2025 was Powerless, my one and only favorite book till now. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, well, I am reading a lot of books which is sort of similar to the idea which Powerless presents, like the romanticy and this world building, and like for example, Fourth Wing, it was sort of similar, sort of like fantasy novel romanticy, right? So Fourth Wing was also very good, to be very honest. Well, we'll talk about that later. Let's first talk about my favorite book, Powerless. I think this is the third time I'm talking about this book on my channel. Okay, so this was the first book which I read from the genre of fantasy and romanticy. And to be very honest, it was like the best book to start this genre, because this book will help you to fall in love with this romanticy world. Like, there is a world outside this real world. Like, there's a world where you can escape and you can have this powers, you can have rivalry, this trial, this games, deadly trials, everything. You can have it. It's so good to have it, because you don't have this thing in the real contemporary novels. But this has my heart. This book is about a girl called Peyton Gray. So she's a girl who is powerless, living in a world, a place where only powerful are allowed to live. The powerful in this kingdom of Elia are called elites, and she is the only powerless person. And then she gets into this deadly trial. Trial is something like a game, a deadly game where you have to survive, and she's the only powerless among a few other powerful people, elite people. And then she has this chemistry with Kai, the prince of Elia. And then the thing gets so much good. Like, there's so good character building, world building, there is banters, there is cute, slow burn romance. Oh my god. The chemistry between them is so beautiful. So beautiful. If I have this power to convince you to read this book, then I will read you one line. I don't know where that is. I think I have just lost that page. So I will search and I will say, and I will have this attached like here. This does not need any rating. This has my heart. All right, this has my heart. I would erase my memory and to read this book again. I would. Okay, so Powerless has the three books in series. First is Powerless, second is Reckless, and third is Fearless. So Fearless came out this year only on 8th of April 2025. So I've read that also. So let's talk about the second book. It's called Reckless, and this book is again about them only. The ending of the Powerless was insane, and after that insane ending, we get to read this book, and this book's ending is also drive me crazy. After I finished this book, I was craving to read the third part, but the third part did not come at that time. So yeah, I was dying to read the third part. Second part was like more of like had a lot of adventure. Setting was always changing. There was some chasing and running. The whole series was like enemies to lover, lovers to then enemies, and then lovers, then getting mad. No, I don't want to give you any spoilers. No, I want you to read this book, and no spoilers, to be very honest. No spoilers, okay? So yes. Okay, so the third book which I was trying to read was Fearless. This book is also a little bit thicker, like Big Bad Boy. So yeah, this book sort of broke my heart, sort of, because of the bittersweet ending of this book. Like, I was I was dying to read this book, and when I got to read this book, I was loving it. To be very honest, like starting with, I was in the beginning, I was loving this book, but the ending of this book just broke my heart a little bit, and I was just by the end of this book, I was like, "That's it." Means that's the ending. This book did have some chapters which actually rushed my adrenaline. Am I speaking correct? Adrenaline, yes, adrenaline. Rushed my adrenaline, because few of the chapters really did made me cry, and I was like, oh my god, this cannot happen, this cannot happen, this can. And then next chapter was like, okay, fine. So we get to see the deadly trials again in this, and the parent has to prove herself. I don't know for what. I will not tell you. No spoilers, of course. But why the bittersweet ending, Lauren Roberts? Why? So Lauren Roberts, if you thought that by giving us a bittersweet ending will cause us to read The Powerless again so that we can just breathe a little bit, so that we can feel good a little bit, then you did a fabulous job. You did a fabulous job, because I did went for this book to feel better, because this book, this bittersweet ending of this book did broke my heart. Yes, yes, for sure. And after Fearless, I read, of course, this romanticy led me to this Fourth Wing. In the last video, which was the book that I've read in 2024, this was on my TBR, and for a very long time I finally read this series. And to be very honest, is again one of my favorite series now, because oh my god, I was very skeptic initially that it has dragons, it would be sort of childish, but I finally picked up this book. And after reading the first two chapters, I was sure, I was like, damn, this book is for me. Like, I am going to enjoy this book a lot, because I was hooked after the first second chapter, and she was about to walk on the parapet, and she encountered Zayden Ransom. The way he was been described was insane, and then the chemistry is getting built up. All right, so this book does have some spice, but not too much. It's like 2 out of 5 spice, 2 out of 5 on the scale of spice, but 5 out of 5 rating. And to be very honest, I really love the character of, what was, Violet Sorengale. I really love the character of Violet Sorengale. She's, oh my god, I love her, because the character building, her character has evolved so much by the end of this book, that you end up feeling that, oh my god, she has struggled a lot. Like, people look down upon her because she had a small stature, but she did prove everybody wrong after she got two dragons. And honestly speaking, I was very skeptic about the dragons, and I end up loving this book because of the dragons. Like, so beautiful, the dialogues were so good about the tyrant, especially that especially the dialogue when he calls, can I call the should I call the wing leader. I was laughing, I was giggling, I was like throwing my legs in hand. I'm like, this book was so much fun, so much fun. Going second comes the Iron Flame, and this book is a big bad boy, like really a big bad boy. I absolutely love this book, and this word is being used from this book only. I also devoured this book a lot. I have heard the reviews that people were saying that this book could have been shorter, this book could have been thinner, and a lot of things were like unnecessary. I'm like, no, I want to read them. I don't care if this book is 4x of the size. I would love to read, I would love to laugh, giggle. This book is like a therapy to me, to be very honest. Like, the only thing was making me laugh at that moment of time was this book series. I loved it. Okay, so the spice level of this book is slightly higher, of course, but yeah, let me give you some clarification. This is not a spicy book. This is a book which have spice, not the spicy book. So the third book is the Onyx Tome, and this book is something which I've not read yet, and I feel embarrassed about it, because I do want to read this book, I do. And because of this ending of this book really put me like on the cliffhanger, and I really do want to read that book, but I don't know why I just did not read the third part, because this, look at this, it was already a very high commitment. So I really do wanted to explore the other books, so I read some different books of different genre. A book, it's actually Indian mythology, fiction book of Indian mythology. And to be very honest, if you know, then I am a very big fan of Mahabharat epic. I love reading about Mahabharat. Like, this book is also a retelling of Mahabharat. It's a very good book, has a beautiful illustration, and it is very interesting to read also. So I have read the book called The Palace of Illusion, a Mahabharat retelling from the Draupadi's Panchali point of view. And to be very honest, this book does not need any exaggeration. This book itself a masterpiece. I just loved it a lot. I was very much convinced as soon I just know that this is a book written from the Draupadi's perspective, because we do want to know a woman's perspective. Any person who asks me about the books, to recommend a book to them, I would definitely say The Palace of Illusion. Especially if you're a girl, you should read The Palace of Illusion. It's so good. It's so good because it not only tells you retelling of Mahabharata, but it also explores the women's thinking, perception about patriarchal society and how the women were treated. This was one of the books which actually made me cry and made me question a lot of things. And I think this is like, this does not need any explanation, no exaggeration. Go for it. Being 5 out of 5 book, and it worth the hype. So the next book which I read is from the Khalid Hosseini's. It's The Thousand Splendid Suns. It's slightly a dark book because it talks about, it was a fiction book of course, but it talked about the reality of the Afghan women's, like from the Taliban taking over, the power was shifting, dynamic power shifts, when how the women were treated, the burqa, that they cannot go without men, and a lot of things were there. The lack of education and everything, the money, and oh my god. And honestly speaking, the more I read this book, the more I got immersed and the more it was shaking me from inside. Like reading about that, especially being as a woman, it was so crucial to read. Honestly speaking, it worth the hype. It's a 5 out of 5 read. I remember it was 3 a.m. and I completed this book. Ending of this book was, it gave me relief, and I was finally smiling after reading the ending, because the ending was actually very good. And I would love to read The Kite Runner, A Kite Runner, from the same author. Talking about next, actually I've written every book which I've read. I don't even remember the books which I've read. So the next book which I've read is called The Book Thief, and honestly speaking, I did not read the book throughout because I was, again, there was some exam and I could not really focused on reading that book, because you know what, in this year it was been like a roller coaster, to be very honest, for me. And I really did sideline this hobby of mine to read the books, and I, instead of reading the books, I immersed myself into syllabus and the books which I've read for my exams. Whenever I was picking up any novel or any book, I was feeling that I was not doing justice for my studies, academics, and I was feeling slightly guilty about it. So I just ran into it, and I could not enjoy the book Thief throughout. I think I read 40% of that book, and I would definitely love to finish that book. To be very honest, I love that book because from the starting on, it builds up and it gets so much better and better and better. It's actually about a girl who gets a foster parents, and the book Thief is also a historical fiction set in the World War II Germany. You will see this Holocaust and like Nazi operation. There's a movie about it also, but I will not watch that movie. It will not let me read the book because I do want to read this book. I would definitely finish and will let you know about that book as soon as possible. So yeah, this was the book which I sort of read, and then I started reading some self-help books because at that time I really did do wanted to have some mental clarity. A lot of what happening in my mind, and I really needed some answers from the life or something like that. So the best book to read while you're feeling all these things is Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So I got this book called I Am Gita. I Am Gita. So I read this book. That book was overly exaggerated, according to me. It's my opinion. Like when I was reading that book, I was reading the first chapter, like first shlok, and each shlok has been divided into chapters, and each shlok was talking about that shlok, what it represent, and the backstory, the context, and the psychological relationship with a person, like how that thing is still relevant to us. So there were some connections, so it was very interesting to read there. So when I read the first chapter, then second chapter, then third chapter, then I realized that most of the time the author is just keep on repeating the same thing, the same words over again and again and again to make perfect dots, to make perfect connections. and reading the same thing over again and again, it just did not make me that I could not really, go into flow, because I was just feeling that I'm just reading the same thing over again and again and again. So yeah, it was a slightly difficult for me to, put all my attention into it and read it. It's very easy to understand, to be very honest, for somebody who is like patient enough and want to read the I Am Gita. So I would recommend them to read one chapter a day, or maybe half of the chapter a day, because sometimes the chapters are too big, sometimes it's short enough to finish in a day of in one sitting. But pick up one chapter, read it thoroughly, understand it. It's very easy to understand. So it's a book which I'm gonna rate 4 out of 5. Not too bad, because I loved the book and the way it was being explained. It has some psychology which can help you to relate with your life and learn from it actually. So the next books which is there is Atomic Habit. And to be very honest, I am going to make a video about Atomic Habit separately, where I'm going to explain the all the chapters and all the learnings which is given on that book, because that book is such a beautiful book. I really do not go for the self-help book, to be very honest, because I just think that fictions are better to learn, because then you just go through the experience and you learn better from the fiction. But I don't know why I just picked up the Atomic Habit and I just started reading, and I not only read the book, but I also made some notes for myself. I don't know why I did not have this vision of making a video about it, but I don't know why I just made some notes about it. Do not have to read the book again, and I could just revisit my notes and learn about it, because a lot of things get messed up. And Atomic Habits is such a beautiful book, and I would definitely recommend this self-help book to everyone to read it. It's marvelous, it's marvelous. And I would also go and read more self-help books, more autobiography, because I think you also learn from the self-help book, because if you are learning and implementing also, you're not just learning, but you're applying it to your daily life. And Atomic Habit gives you those opportunity to learn and then apply all those things to your life. So yeah, highly recommend. It's a 5-star read. Atomic Habits, go for it. I loved it. Okay, so the next book that I've read and I am reading right now. Okay, so this is like sort of my gap year, and I'm like, I now understand it's very difficult to stay at home and do one task only every single day. And a lot of things actually change you when you adopt this isolation, or you are forced to adopt this isolation. And then you discover a lot about yourself. So I was just thinking, and I got so much recommendation about this book. It's called The Autobiography of a Yogi. It's a very, very beautiful book. It's written about his life from beginning to end, and I've not read the whole, I've just read this part. It has slightly difficult language, it is slightly difficult to read and understand, because it do have some high level of vocabulary. But if you are in the flow of reading this book, and if you are a reader, then you will be able to understand those words, even if you don't know the exact meaning, you know what I mean. So this book is not very hard to read. Make a video out of it separately again, because this book deserves to be celebrated as a different book, as a different video. So yeah, I will definitely share my experience of this book differently. So the another book which I am reading right now, I've read a little, like 10% of it, 10-15% of it. It's called Kalki, and it is a trilogy of and it is again issued book. So I'm not going to have this book very, very long time. So the first book is Avatar of Vishnu, second is Eye of Brahma, and the third book is Sword of Shiva. So this trilogy is actually about the next avatar of Vishnu, which is going to occur in this Kalyug only. So it is actually a fiction book. It is all written fictionally, but it is actually very interesting to read about mythological fiction. I love it. I love mythological fiction. I've also read the Sita, the Warrior of Mithila, and Mehlua by Amish Tripathi. I genuinely love that. I'm like actually loving this book. This is a fast-paced book, thankfully. Okay, and so there is a one last book which I'm going to talk about. It's called Shatter Me. I have not read it actually. I have heard the audiobook of it, not completely. I think by the 18th or 17th chapter, I've heard the audiobook, but and after that I was like, no, I will not listen anymore. I want to read this book because this book is actually very interesting, and I would love to read the Shatter Me series. So okay, so the next video is going to be about the TBR, like to be read books, the books which I will read in future, and I'm also going to give you some gist about that book, like what is the book about, why I'm so passionate about it. And yes, so the next video is going to be about that. So make sure you stay tuned, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you very soon. Bye bye.